Hello, good morning, everyone. I am B. Sandhyarani, Department of Chemistry, Government Degree College, Mahbubabad. Today we are going to discuss a part of coordination chemistry, that is hard and soft acid bases. What is the hard and soft acids and bases? Ralph Pearson Ralph Pearson introduced the hard soft acid base principle. So it is called as HSAB principle. Hard acids prefer to coordinate with the hard bases and soft acids with soft bases. In 1983, the qualitative definition of HSAB was converted to a quantitative one by using the idea of polarizability. Pearson classified metal ions and ligands instead of class A and class B into hard and soft acids and bases. Class A are called hard category, class B are called soft category. Metal ions belonging to class A belongs to hard acids and ligands belong to hard bases. In similar way, metal ions class B belongs to soft acids and ligands belongs to soft bases. We know that as per Lewis, the metal ions are called acids and ligands are called bases. Why? Because ligands donate the electron pair to the metal atom. That's why ligands are called as a Lewis bases. A less polarizable atom or ion is hard, and more easily polarized atom or ion is called as a soft. Hard acids and bases possesses small size, small polarizability. Soft acids and bases possesses large size and large polarizability. Pearson proposed a rule to predict the stability of the compounds formed between these acids and bases. This is called Pearson's hard soft acid base rule, that is HSAB rule. This rule states that hard acids react with hard bases, soft acids react with soft bases. This means hard acids react with hard bases and soft acids react with soft bases to form a stable compounds. This explanation given by Pearson is not a theory, but it is a simple rule which can be used to predict qualitatively relative stabilities of compounds formed between acid and bases. Classification of metal ions. Metal ions are classified into two classes based on preferential bonding. Class 1 is in the study of metal coordination complexes. Chemists realized long back that some metal ions form with some ligands stable compounds. So, here they are preferred on basically bonding and stability. The compounds formed through metal ligand bond by interaction of metal ion with the ligand are very stable. On the basis of the strong bond formed between the metal ion and the ligand, the metal ions are classified into two classes. That is, class 1 is A, that is metal ions. Ions of alkali and alkali earth metals like the high oxidation state light metal ions of first transition series are H plus, lithium plus, Na plus, potassium plus, rubidium plus, and cesium plus. Ions of alkaline earth metals are beryllium 2 plus, magnesium 2 plus ion, calcium 2 plus ion, strontium 2 plus ion, and barium 2 plus ion. Higher, lighter transition metals of higher oxidation states like titanium 4 plus ion, chromium 3 plus ion, ferric 3 plus ion, and cobalt 2 plus ion. These are belongs to a class 1, that is A metal ions. Class 1b metal ions are heavier transition metals of lower oxidation states, whereas A contain lighter transition metals of higher oxidation state, that come to B heavier transition metals of lower oxidation states like Cu plus, silver plus, Hg mercurous plus, Hg 2 plus, palladium 2 plus ion, and platinum 2 plus ion. This is a classification of metal ions based on preferentially bonding and stability. Then go to the classification of ligands, which are the bases. The two class 2A ligands, these have a tendency to complex with the class A metals ions are nitrogen is very greater than phosphorus, is greater than arsenic, is greater than strontium. This is the series how they react to the tendency to complex with the class A metal ions. Then sixth group elements like oxygen is more greater than the sulfur, is greater than the selenium, is greater than the tellurium. Like that, seventh group elements like fluorine is greater than chlorine, is greater than bromine, is greater than iodine. These elements are belongs to mainly, that is fifth, sixth, and seventh group elements are belongs to a class 2A ligands. When come to the class 2B ligands, these have tendency to complex with the class B metal ions, that is the heavier transition elements with low oxidation states. That is the fifth group element. This is a reverse tendency. That is nitrogen is very less to phosphorus, is less to arsenic to the strontium. Like that, oxygen is very less to sulfur, is very less to selenium, is very less to tellurium. This is sixth group elements. And seventh group halogen elements are fluorine is less reactivity than chlorine, is less reactivity than bromine and iodine. This is the reactivity tendency with the complex formation of complex with the class B metal ions. Then class A are metals or hard acids, class B metals are soft acids. When come to the class A is the ligands are very hard bases. Come to class B, ligands are soft bases. Already we discussed about this. According to the HSAB principle, hard acids prefer to form bond with hard bases and give stable complexes. We have to remember one thing in classifying the acids and bases. The softness of acids and bases are only relative terms. These do not indicate any limits between them. This is because it is realized that besides hard and soft species, there are intermediary types of species. These are called borderline acids and bases. The hard or soft species belong to same class may not have same level of hardness or softness. Like that, soft acids prefer to form bond with soft bases. Like that, according to HSAB principle, it is said that. So based on this principle, Pearson classified hard and soft acids and bases as follows: hard acids and hard bases, soft acids and soft bases. Like that it is classified according to HCAB principle. Let us discuss about hard acids. Which one is called as a hard acids? The metal ions or cations with high positive charge and small size and low polarizability are hard acids. They form stable complexes with small ligands. The Pearson concept of hardness and softness relate the hardness between the hard and soft pair of species, but it does not indicate the relation between the strength of acids or the strength of the base. Hard acid does not mean strong acid and soft acid does not mean weak acid. Similarly, hard base does not mean strong base and soft base does not mean weak base. There is no direct relation between hardness and softness and strong or weak nature of acids and bases. Like that. If a competition if competition arises between the strength of acids and bases and hardness or softness of the acids and bases, the reaction occur as per the strength of acids and bases, but not as per the hardness or softness rule. Let us examine the following. They are stable complexes with small ligands. Already we said that the hard acids are react with high positive charge, small size and low polarizability are hard acids. They form stable complexes with small ligands. So, hard acids react with small ligands and give us stable complexes. For example, is H plus ion, lithium plus ion. This is belongs to first A group elements. Sodium plus ion, potassium plus ion, rubidium plus ion, cesium plus ion. So, M plus ions, that is first group elements, M plus ions react with the hard acids, and second group elements like magnesium 2 plus ion, calcium 2 plus, strontium 2 plus and barium 2 plus. We come to the D black element, transition elements with titanium 4 plus, chromium 3 plus, ferric 3 plus and cobalt 2 plus. These are the small ligands react with the hard acids and give the stable complexes. Then come to the hard bases. Ligands with a small size and higher electronegativity, that is a donor atom or hard bases, called as a hard bases. They form stable complexes with smaller metal ions. They have low polarizability. For example, hydroxy OH minus, fluoride F minus, chloride Cl minus, nitrate NO3 minus, sulfate SO4 minus 2, carbonate CO3 minus 2, phosphate PO4 minus 3. Like that they react, hard bases react with the smaller metal ions and give the stable complexes. Then come to soft acids. The metal ions or cations with low positive charge, large size and high polarizability are called as the soft acids. They form stable complexes with larger ligands like Cu plus, Ag plus, mercurous plus, mercuric plus, Hg plus 2, palladium 2 plus and platinum 2 plus ions. These metal ions act as a soft acids and these react with larger ligands. Welcome to soft bases. The ligands which have large size, high polarizability and low electronegativity donor atoms are called as a soft bases. They form stable complexes with larger metal ions. So here some example is quoted: hydride H minus, iodide, cyanide, Cn minus, like that, trialkyl phosphorus R3 plus, carbonyl CO and ethylene C2H4 and or SR, etc. Then hard and soft acids and bases. A great covalent character resulting from a soft interaction is related with lower solubility, color, and short interionic distances, whereas hard interaction results in colorless and highly soluble compounds. So when we react soft, these have the color and short interionic distances and lower solubility. Where come to the hard interactions results a colorless and highly solubility product compounds. Then application of the HSAB principle. The first one is, even though the rule proposed by Pearson regarding hard soft acid base concept is only empirical, it is possible to obtain large information about chemical reactions as well as about the stability of the compounds and the complexes. Let us examine some applications. First one is the stability of complexes. In this, the Pearson explained the stability of complexes on the basis of HSAB principle. Here, cobalt 3 plus ion react with 6 moles of fluoride ions and gives hexafluorocobalt minus 3 ion. Where come to the same cobalt react with 6 iodide and gives hexaiodocobalt minus 3. Where come to the iodide, this is the cobalt hexafluoride is the hard, so it is more stable. Where come to the cobalt hexaiodide is the less stable than the hexafluoride. So hard is very stable. Where come to the hard and soft, here cobalt is hard and iodide is soft. So here the combination in cobalt hexaiodide is hard and soft. So already we know that hard may be stable and soft is less stable. So here cobalt hexafluoride, the cobalt is hard and fluoride is also hard. So cobalt hexafluoride is more stable than the cobalt hexaiodide. So cobalt hexafluoride is more stable, cobalt hexaiodide is less stable because iodide is the soft one, cobalt is the hard one. When come to the fluoride and cobalt is both are hard, that's why it is more stable than the cobalt hexaiodide. This is the one application we can predict the stability of complexes through HSAB principle. Then another one, applications of HSAB principle, that is the feasibility of a reaction. It is also says that is the reaction will occur, what is the feasibility, how much feasibility we can predict that. In this reaction, lithium iodide react with cesium fluoride and gives lithium fluoride and cesium iodide. Here cesium fluoride is the soft and hard one, fluoride is the hard one, cesium is the soft one. Where come to the hard one is the lithium and soft one is the iodide. These two are reaction with and form lithium fluoride, that is the hard, cesium iodide is the soft. For this, here the delta H value is the, in this reaction between cesium fluoride and lithium iodide. Similarly, between heat is liberated. So this exothermic nature can be explained through HSAB principle. Here, cesium fluoride have a finite 1 internal energy, where come to 3 lithium iodide is 347 and gives lithium fluoride is the 573. Remaining amount, difference amount will be 1.38 kilojoules per mole. Atomization enthalpy will be released, liberated. So this is an exothermic nature. So it can be through HSAB principle, it is used to predict the feasibility of reaction, and it is maybe exothermic. We can predict that is it feasible or not. We can predict that through HSAB principle. The third one is the occurrence of minerals. The kind of mineral ores found in the Earth's crust can be found by using HSAB principle. Where it is located, we can be Earth crust can be found by using HSAB principle. Then we can find the poisoning of metal catalysts and the heterogeneous catalysis. It's also be, we can predict that, and behavior of trivalent boron atom we can explain through the HSAB principle. And also we can predicting the path of the reaction, also we can predict the through HSAB principle. So this is the application of HSAB principle. So we can find out the feasibility of reaction, occurrence of minerals. Some types of kind of mineral ores can be found in the earth crust, can be found by using HSAB principle, and poisoning of metals until we can know how much the poisoning of metal catalyst in this reaction we can know through HSAB principle, and heterogeneous catalysis also know, and what are the reaction paths are there in that heterogeneous catalysis. We can know that through, we can predict that through HSAB principle, and the behavior of trivalent of boron atom also we can explain through HSAB principle. These are the some applications of the Pearson's HSAB principles. So that we conclude today's lecture. Thank you.